I'm Tina Seelig, Executive Director of Knight-Hennessy Scholars at Stanford University. Creativity is applied imagination. Now, what does that mean? I actually wrote a book about this. It's called Creativity Rules, and it defines imagination as envisioning things that don't exist. Creativity as applying imagination to address a problem. Innovation as applying creativity to come up with a unique solution, and entrepreneurship as applying the innovation to scale and bring those ideas to the world. So essentially, creativity is applied imagination. Embracing failure is incredibly important because all creativity comes from experiments, and experiments lead to data. And that data is an opportunity to learn something new. So if you're not failing, you're not learning. I have to tell you, I am failing every single day. In fact, I keep a failure resume. A resume of all my biggest screw-ups, personal, professional, and academic. And the fact is, you have to capture these failures and then understand what you did wrong, what you want to do differently. And that allows you to move on. In fact, I have my students write failure resumes. They're not particularly delighted about this at first, and then they realize how valuable this is. So my failures come in all different sizes, from, interrupting someone in a meeting and saying, you know what, I don't want to do that again, to really big failures where I think, you know what, I really left a big crater in the ground and I'm going to really have to spend a lot of time filling it in order to move on from that failure. It used to be that we taught entrepreneurship in a very tactical way. How do you get from the seeds of an idea through implementation? But students these days are really hungry to tackle some of the world's biggest problems. And so entrepreneurship education is evolving to really embrace this. There are new programs focusing on ethics in entrepreneurship, or climate change, or understanding how do we help people who are homeless. And these new programs have allowed students to gain not just the skills, but to apply them to really important world problems. For the last 5 years, I've taught a course called Inventing the Future. And this course is designed around the fact that our students are going to get out into the world and they're going to do things that have a huge positive impact, but there also might be a negative downside. And so this course is designed to look at both the utopian and the dystopian consequences of emerging technology. So for the first 5 weeks, we teach the students all sorts of skills for imagining the future and evaluating it. And the second 5 weeks, the students are doing debates about the positive, negative consequences of emerging technologies. And so what we're doing is trying to prepare them to not just invent the future, but to evaluate the consequences so that they can mitigate any problems way ahead of time. My biggest advice to someone who wants to be an innovator, an entrepreneur, a leader, is to get out and do it. You certainly can't learn these skills and to become successful by sitting on your couch. You got to get out there and do some small experiments, maybe fail along the way, but this is where you're going to learn the skills to become the leaders and the entrepreneurs of the future. My favorite approach to this is by doing prototypes. That is little tiny experiments to see if you're working on the right thing before you put much more effort into seeing how to make it right.